So what's going on, guys? Today I shorted one stock. I called this stock out in our chat room pre-market. I was actually talking about this same stock, I believe, on my last video. It was an easy trade. I expected a lot more follow through than what it did. So it is what it is. I actually wanted to get like 2,000 shares short, but I only got 1,000 shares short. Let me just walk you through the previous day. So you can see this, I don't know, yellowish box. This right here is your major support. Right now it's turning into resistance. So I'm just breaking down these channels for you. So this stock, once it hits 190, that's a huge resistance now. 240, another huge resistance. And then $3 and so on. So like when you're trading these, this is what my eye sees. You know what I mean? So coming into today, I was looking at the past on the stock, and I noticed if this stock stays under $2 pre-market, there's a really high chance that this thing's going to go to the 140s. Well, it didn't. It went to as low as, I think, 153. So in the back of my mind, I was shooting for the 140s. But I noticed pre-market, this 163, it wasn't selling like the way I wanted it to. So I didn't add to my position. A couple times, one time I tried getting filled. I think it was like 170s or something. It was going to be a quick $100, but I didn't know if I was going to get my entry. My entry on this was $1.86. I tried to get as close to 190 as possible, because with the history of the stock, as long as it stays under $2 a share, it's more than likely the highest I seen this thing goes to 193. So I knew my risk was going to be like the 193 to maybe 196. I was willing to risk, but it didn't even get that high. So I got short, like I say, at 186, and the stock, like, yeah, it went down to 153. As you can tell right now, it's spiking. So this can be real time. So if this stock can get over 190 and it close in the twos after market, the chances of this stock running is pretty good. I would say within the next couple days, this stock should be back at the 240s. So my plan is tomorrow is if we can break this 190 and turn this 2 into support, I'm going to buy the stock. I'm going to ride it to the 240s. And it might not happen overnight. It might be like a pattern like this. But that's going to be tomorrow's play. I did actually, I'll show you the alert that I sent out this morning. Let me bring it over. Where's it at? So right here. 5:21 a.m. I'm going to short CEI around 190 and cover around the 140. Then I'm looking to buy CEI around 140 and ride it back up to the 240s. Obviously, that never happened. And then I put in there AIM as a long. As long as it stays above 240, it's going to retest that 310 level. That one is actually going to be in play as well tomorrow. But this one, I was happy with it because I knew exactly where the stock was going to go right away in the morning. I thought we would at least come down to this 140s, bounce off this 140s, because this 140s is huge support, and then start turning around, because I was actually going to buy it down here. So now, judging off of this price action, it looks like if we break above this 190 to $2, and this $2 becomes support sometime tomorrow, I'm going to buy the stock. And then I'm going to hold it and ride that back up to the 240s. So it might not happen tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure when, but I would say in the next couple days. And how I got that, how I got all my prices, let me just show you. So just in case anybody's interested on how I'm getting all these price levels. So 210, a little further back, right here. So this is where I got my price level off of. So this stock went from, like I say, this thing went from, this is the same price action I was going off of on Friday. So when I was looking at the stock over the weekend, I'm like, okay, this 190s is a huge resistance. So it went from 160s to 190s, and it got crushed, and it came back down to 153. So that 153 definitely did hit twice, as you can tell right here. And then it came back up and retested it. And I thought we were going to come back lower, but there wasn't enough volume. Like if you look at today, you know, versus on this day, there was a lot more volume. So maybe that's the reason. But if you fast forward, now this is what I'm going to talk about for tomorrow. So if, oh, sorry about that. So right here, you can tell it bottoms at 140s, and then it comes back up the next day to 177s. It bottoms at 145, and this is where we start making higher lows. And then right here, look at this. When this 190 actually becomes support, this is going to be a quick trade. I'm not going to hold this overnight. So if 190 becomes a support, it's going to go up to the 240s, and it should pull back. And then it looks like we fade away. So like I say, the 190s to the 240s, that's why I wanted to, if I wanted to get long on this, I wanted to get long in this 140s so that I could ride it up to the 240. But like I say, if tomorrow, if this 190 becomes support and I see a lot of hesitation at this 240, I'm going to short it again. This 240s is your next support. Let me get rid of these so it's not so confusing. So yeah, this 220 to 240. So this is how I'm getting all my price action. So this morning when I got short, like I said, it was 6:07 Central Time. I just, as soon as I seen that 186, I clicked it, because I know back here is telling me 193, and if this thing stays under $2 pre-market, which it did, you can see it stayed under $2 pre-market. So that was check number one. As long as it stays under 2, it should come back. So that's how I was getting my risk off this trade. And I should have, I guess, looked at this a little closer to 153. But like I said, I had this 140 target. And this dropped a lot faster. So this morning when we started like chopping up in here, I don't like that. I like the price action when it's one side. You know, it's got that direction like this. This is a one side trade. But yeah, that's how I got my price on CEI. So all in all, it was a really good trade. Like I say, tomorrow it's either going to break 190 and go to this 240, or we're going to make higher support and eventually it will hit 240. And when it hits 240, I will be shorting this again. But I'm going to have to wait to see how the stock reacts at the 240, like I say. But it's going to be huge resistance, 220s to 240s. So that was the only trade I made today, is one trade. Like I say, I shorted here, I covered here, and of course it fell. So this 153 did hold. You know, it's the same levels right here. I probably should have looked at it a little bit more. But the other trade, that I'm watching besides this is AIM. So you can tell right here, I've had this in quite a few videos. This 310 has been a huge resistance. So what I'm looking at tomorrow is if we cannot break this 310, this thing goes, I'll just show you. This goes from 310 to 260. That's the price channel. If it can't break through 310, it goes to 260. Same right up here. It couldn't crack 310, went to 260. So all this is just the price channel in between. So tomorrow, if we can't break this, so I'm going to be playing off of this level because this 290s became resistance. So this might be a really quick, 30-cent trade. So I'm going to be looking to short like this 295 area, and my risk will be off of $3. The highest 310, and then I plan on covering between 260 and 270. Like I say, it's only going to be probably a couple $100. But if this thing breaks 310 to the high side, this thing can rip. I'm hoping it does. But just judging off this price action, this right here, we're kind of doing the same pattern. But we made a little higher high, so we might run after aftermarket or pre-market. So tomorrow, this is going to be my price action on this trade. And like I say, if we turn this 310 into support and go to 347 and then even further up, so it says making higher support. So in my eyes, it's a 50-50. It can go either direction. But I was looking to short this morning, but my full attention was on CEI. But yeah, this would have been a good trade. 1,000 shares of been, if you would have got in around the threes, 305, and covered at the 260s, it's $500. Really easy money. But yeah, I just wanted to show you these two setups. The one I see moving today is AKER. This one, I didn't trade this. I didn't even know this was running. When I look at the past, there's a gap to fill right here, I guess, at 555. So you can play that. Just draw a line. So there is a gap to fill there. Judging off what this thing does, it looks like when it spikes, it can run for a couple days. It's not, over here, we went from $10 to 16, so looks like it's not a huge multi-day runner, but I just stayed away from this. I don't really know what this trade's gonna do. I don't really like the price action on it, because the reason why I don't like it, I guess, is there's a lot of little channels. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a lot of support. So for this thing to crack, it'd have to crack this. Your main support's like a 393s. If that cracks, your next support, or your next resistance would be like 493. 596 comes down to 469, comes back up to 556. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess this would be, I don't know. I guess if it got back up to 469, I might take a stab at it, but being after hours, probably not. It's just this has a lot more little channels. I like the bigger channels, a lot easier to read. There's not a a ton of support in just a little bit of an area. So yeah, that's my thought on that one. But get back to the CEI trade. I'll show you my P&L here. So this is my P&L for today. Let's see here. I got short. It says 7:06, but it's 6:06 Central Time, and then I covered around 10 o'clock. 172, $130. Really easy trade. Really low stress. Not a huge winner, but it's my fifth green day. Loving it. So, guess any questions, any comments, leave them below. If you want to see something else, something different, have any questions, feel free to leave them. I usually get back to them pretty quick on a daily basis. I guess until next time, traders, peace out.